Hello and welcome everybody to another wonderful day at the agency. I'm your magnanimous host, Agent Q, and today, more Final Fantasy VII! Yay! Even I can't get too hyped about this one. But yeah, back on the schedule. Not too many things coming up finally. Can't deal with myself, so audio does appear to be working. Alright. Alright, last time that stupid wall beat us. Touch the device. Let's see if it can do it this time. Or no, if we can beat it this time, we'll beat it. We're gonna win it. I forgot to put my controller on for my model. Let me put that back so it's not as confusing for you guys. Just so wave my hands in the air like they just don't matter. Yes. I will mess it up like that. It's my prerogative. Walk, walk, walk. Ooh, wait, yes, and right. Down. Or this way. Tried fighting it last time. That did not work.
Fight or run? We better decide fast.
Golden needle, alright. Oh my god, was it really that simple? Dark.
The wall comes. We must be quick. Together we can bring it down.
You run from it just to fight it? Oh, but this side has a much longer bridge, doesn't it? Solid stone, you wall. Alright. We are just going to... Hey, Yuki. Hey, Yuki's chat, if you're still there.
I don't think there's anyone in chat at the moment, but we are still live, yeah.
Alright.
I never miss. My regards.
I'm fighting a wall.
Unfortunate.
Maybe I've saved up all my super attacks, though, so,
What are you playing?
Oh, we are going through Final Fantasy 12 right now.
Oh,
Zodiac
whatever.
Age. Yep.
Gotcha, gotcha.
And actually, while I'm thinking about that, I forgot to cast this to the Discord channel. How's the small town going, though?
Well, the small town, got to nearly 20,000 points and the game ended. Now I'm playing Rise of Industry.
Right. Capitalism go.
Yeah. It's, a lot darker than the last game, really.
Yeah, well, with a name like that, it sounds like it would be.
Like a narrative sense.
Oh. I hate it. When I hate status ailments. There's a reason Marlboro's the most hated enemy in the Final Fantasy genre.
Oh, I don't know. What's his town name? Fieldsborne. The Tonberries might really take that crown, but they are pretty bad.
I know tomberries are bad, but X zone? I think my main character just glitched behind the enemy I'm fighting, and I can't use him now. And I need to fix this guy's gambits. But victory! I'm wondering if the game will actually give me that. 12 is so weird when you hear it. Like, I have heard it in some arbitrary places that, like, bosses I feel like that should have given it to me. There we go. Don't. Congratulations. Yeah, it always amazes me how often that word is misspelled. Even after the fight, the game's just like, we don't know what the hell happened. We're just gonna be gone from now on. Alright, that was a... Alright, that was just a mess of glitches. That's what was going on there.
I'm operating at a loss. That doesn't seem good.
Yeah, it's just most governments.
I'm not a government in this game, though.
Are you running a town?
No, in Rise of Industry, you're running a corporation.
Okay, yeah, that's bad. Or, Ubisoft right now, but... You know, it's just kind of clicking in my brain, but I think the creator of this game had a thing for underground ancient tomb dungeons.
I see.
Incredible.
Well, it's the guy who did Final Fantasy Tactics and, like, Vagrant Story.
To look on as they pillage so solemn a place.
Fair enough.
Yet without help,
And Ogre Battle.
Liar is
Still
nothing.
have that open.
Is this not so?
Oh, yeah.
He thinks ever and always
Oh,
on his own profit.
Tactics Ogre at least definitely had
Assure him of it and
quite
he's
an
only
elaborate
true to our
underground
cause.
tomb.
I do not share
It
your
was like
Majesty's trust.
We
the
will
ongoing
continue this
end
later.
game kind of
Now we should
content.
concern ourselves with finding the Dawn Shard.
Yeah, but it's like he puts one in, like, at least one in every game he does.
It sleeps in waiting, somewhere deep within.
I mean,
How can you be
also,
certain?
underground dungeons are kind of a staple of
I
RPGs in
can hear
general.
its call.
But all of them being tombs?
Okay, well... Yeah... I mean, a lot of them are.
Like, a medieval style tombs, too?
Well, that is the most popular style, generally.
Okay, I'll give you that. I will give you that.
Followed perhaps by, like, Egyptian. When
Yeah.
you're talking tombs, specifically.
Oh, the one thing I will definitely give this game are the, re-release, the update, definitive version. They realized the dungeon layout was absolutely fucking horrendous. And then gave you a map at the start of every level from down there.
Yeah, not having a map to guide you in a dungeon is pretty bad in most games, unless it's like truly the entire game is just navigating the dungeon.
Yeah, well, what of this is, you're supposed to, it was, like, as you go through an area, it would fill out. So you would just have to randomly explore the dungeon, but all these layouts are goddamn horrendous. Oh. And let's not forget the ×4 movement speed. Or oh, what would you just call that? It's not even movement speed. It's just speed up the game ×4.
Oh,
Accelerator?
fast forward, basically.
Yeah. I don't even know if I would say basically. I think it just is. Don't know why I couldn't think of fast forward. Okay, I want to get your opinion. Have you seen the Minecraft trailer?
I have not.
Oh, Veras are the best waifus? Yeah, I think most of the Final Fantasy crowd will agree with you on that. Also, welcome to the chat, Bakuman.
I don't know. I'm pretty partial to, like, the Mithra myself, but hey, you know.
Mithra, those were the...
Yeah, most mainstream Final Fantasy players wouldn't even know about them, because they were the exclusive Catgirl race to Final Fantasy XI.
Oh, right, yeah, them. It's like, I knew the name, I just couldn't think of it.
And then... They
Didn't
made
they
a
come
very
back-
similar race in 14, but they called it something different for no apparent reason.
Oh, I think they were trying to make sure the worlds were separate. Like, they still wanted a Catgirl, but...
I think probably it had more to do with the fact that, Mithra came from a specific, like, ancient... like, the word came from a real-world religious order. So they were probably trying to pull away from that, if I had to guess.
Yeah. No, Baga, it's like 11 is good. It's just a I don't mid 2000s MMO.
Yeah.
So it just
It
it's
required a lot of dedication.
yeah. So that's a game of its age. Like if you really want to see its evolution, current 14 I would say fills it out really nicely.
At launch, 14 was definitely worse than 11.
I won't argue that. Oh my god. I don't know if I've said it on this stream before, but I was in the beta for original 14. Oh boy. That was a weekend with me and my buddies. Well, 11 and 13. I'll say so. Final Fantasy turned into I'm guessing the last game is what you meant there. Okay, what's this? Touch the jewel. I thought 11 did pretty okay though.
I mean, it was probably like the second ranked MMO of its time. I mean, eventually there were a few other things that, like, at least temporarily surpassed it as, like, newer products came out. But it was pretty much like WoW and Final Fantasy XI for a while.
Yeah, 11, because I remember, oh god, I did the Warhammer Fantasy MMO, if you've ever even seen that.
Yeah,
Oh.
and then, I mean, there's, like, EverQuest and stuff, too, that were still kind of hanging on, but they weren't,
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, there were a handful of, like, lesser ones, but 11 still was, fuck, 11's, no, I'll give it that, 11 servers are still active. Like, it still has a player base. So you can't say that for a lot of MMOs right now, old MMOs. Or Concord.
Yeah. I'll never forget, like, getting woken up at 3 a.m. on a work night to go try and compete against Chinese gold farmers to be the first ones to tag a notorious monster when it spawned so that we could get a belt off of a crab.
It's like a little piece of me wants to say you were just stringing words together, but I've played enough of those. It's like, no, that was a thing. You did that. You actually did that.
I actually did that. That was 100% a thing.
Yeah, Sin's name came since back in Famicom X last. Oh yeah, the Final Fantasy got its name for being supposedly the last game they would make. Yep,
Yeah.
I know all the lore.
Two products from row 2 of the tech.
I was there when it was written. Okay, I'm not quite that old, but I am. No shit, I might be that old. God damn it.
We come from the way, way back, the before times.
Ugh.
Alright, you know what? I gotta say, this game's not really holding my interest. Like, it's not bad.
Vibing with
I
it.
can see where it's... Yeah, I feel like it's not terribly designed or anything like that. It's just... I don't know if the core concept's really grasping me hard enough.
Alright, I gotta turn
And
the
it's
decoy off.
really slow.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see that. I gotta turn the decoy off on Fran. I just... I opened up the new path. I need to go... Which way?
Alright, I will put myself on BRB here while I pick out another different game to play.
I think I'm going the right way here. Oh, doing sprite work back in those days? That's I gotta give it to those guys.
Fog? Underground?
Not fog. Mist.
Alright, I
that's
like that
definitely
ass shot.
You can see the mist with your eyes?
Where it is thick enough, you may. The nether runs deep in this place.
So, is the mist dangerous?
I don't know, what do you
Yes,
think,
but
Agent?
it is also an
Should I
aid,
play
a dense
Helldivers,
mist that has the
Supermarket
working of
Simulator,
powerful
or
magics.
something else entirely?
I'll keep that in mind.
Something else entirely.
Count on Vaughn to keep track of these things. That's for sure.
Okay.
I forget, Yuki, did you play Final Fantasy Tactics back in the day?
Oh yeah, for sure. I
With
was a
the-
big fan of that one.
Were the Viren back in that game, or were they introduced in
No,
12?
they were not introduced until later.
Okay.
It actually really bothered me that they showed up in the later Final Fantasy Tactics games.
Yep, nope, this was a race all the time.
Though to be fair, I feel like the Tactics Advanced games are like a completely different world from the original Final Fantasy Tactics.
Oh, shit. Ifrit. No, Belius? This is just... Alright, this is Ifrit at home. Got it. This is a boss fight, so I'm going to turn the turbo off. Oh, I should probably just, yeah, War of the Lion, stuff like that. So, yep, let's just super attack this guy. Alright, that's how that works.
Well, I've got a dark RPG adventure card battler based off of Slavic myths.
I'm not gonna lie, that actually does sound pretty cool. Oh, but yeah, Boltier is amazing. I also finally did start figuring out why Vaughn's the main character in this game, too. Oh, here's his super. Oof, this is probably going to hurt. Ah, yep, gambits are awesome. Oof, okay. Oh no, Baltier definitely a Han Solo. What I was gonna say with Vaughn though is I can't remember who the writer for it's the director for this, but he's also like the writer for it. He loves having point of view characters that don't quite understand the world, and Vaughn was taking just a couple of steps too far. That, or they, because of the crazy development this game had to go through, they weren't able to hammer things out.
Then I saw in the right hand of him who sat on the throne a scroll with writing on both sides, and sealed with 7 seals. And I saw a mighty angel proclaiming a loud voice, "Who is worthy to break the seals and open the scroll?" But no one in heaven or on earth or under earth could open the scroll or even look inside it.
Vaughn isn't even that. He's not overpowered. Like, he very much is just barely scraping by for most of this. It's just he's with people that... This is just Ifrit at home. What the fuck?
In glory they arose, shouting challenges at the gods. But prevail they did not. Their doom it was to walk the mist until time's end. A legend of the Nemo.
My family tells a story of the Dynast King and an Esper. The story goes that in his youth, the Dynast King defeated a mighty Gigas, for which the gods took heed of him. Thereafter it was ever bound to him in thraldom.
So, all this time it's been here guarding the Dynast King's treasure?
Not so. The Esper is the Dynast King's treasure.
That's your treasure?
In this Esper we now command rests a power whose worth is beyond any measure.
Alright everybody, welcome to Black Book.
Is that so? Call me
As
old-fashioned,
noted
but
before,
I was
this
hoping for a
is
treasure
a
whose worth we
dark
could
RPG
measure.
card battler based
Yeah.
off of Slavic myth.
Okay, yeah, they won't throw 2 boss fights at us in a row. I care. It's like, hopefully it's at least a well-balanced card game.
We will find out shortly.
Yeah. Honestly, like, one of the big things I did here with this story, though, was is it feels like Vaughn's brother, the one that gets unalived really easily for no reason, should have been the person to get as our MC. The twins from 8. Nope, I will not. By this return to destroyer. By other means, return ye back to this place. Okay. Eight is actually on the short list of the games I want to do after this one.
What's wrong? Your
Okay,
Majesty,
so gotta make
we
a
must
pact
go.
with a crossroads demon, apparently, to become a witch.
What?
You
Oh
sure
yeah,
are
no,
running
Ifrit's cool.
Slavic proper nouns.
Also, the fact that that prince looks a little too close to Vaughn and his brother. Like, there should have been more going on with this story. I don't know if I mentioned when we first started this to you, Yuki, but like I was going through some of the history of this game and the fact that the director had a mental breakdown, like halfway through development by losing because he lost half his team.
Jeez.
Well, the funny thing is they got poached from like by his mentor to start his own company.
You will be avenged.
Well, it does happen sometimes.
Yeah, instead we got Lost Odyssey, The Last Story, and a third one that's so unmemorable that I can't remember it. Also, yeah, once again, like even the princess pointed out, it's like, you know, Vaughn kind of looks like my dead husband.
Incidentally, trying to resurrect my dead husband is the plot of this game.
How neat. The Dawn Shard. There's gonna be a boss fight. The other side of this isn't there. I wonder, is that... Yep. Magic resist by 20. Impede 0. Oh, yeah. I'll agree with you. Yeah, my favorite character is Sid, cursed with having the wisdom of all other Sids, as all Sids can see the other Sids.
So it's just like a global Sid hive mind?
It's just an ongoing joke. Honestly, I like Team 4-Star's approach they did in their Machina Bridge for Final Fantasy VII. That all of the Sids, like, every time they're bored, they're just born into a new world. It's like, but they have the story, like they're still raised by their previous father, who's also Sid. So it's just this line of dimension jumping people that they never bother to explain. Like, they're just some fun stuff. All right, touch the stone. Although I did like the fact that for the boy band road trip Final Fantasy, Sid was a hot gas station girl.
Interesting twist.
Final Fantasy 14 is weird.
Well, that wouldn't have been in 14, though, right?
No, sorry, 15.
Have gas stations. Yeah,
15,
I was like, wait,
15. Sorry, the 14's been on the brain. I've been, I bought the newest expansion. I've been wanting to play it. It's just every time I want to play a game, it's the mindless ones, and 14 is story. Like, good story, but like, it's
It's also an MMO, so it's gonna be a significant time investment.
Oh, like, have you played 14?
I have, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, no, we've talked about that before. It's like, yeah, you know how much story is in that game. I have a gigantic. Oh, this is the good cutscene here. That pre-rendered stuff.
Such a tremendous honor to again be graced with your presence, Majesty. You left us with such great dispatch upon our last encounter that I must confess I had begun to worry that we may have given your Majesty some cause for offense.
Such a heartfelt display of remorse. Now what is it you want?
I want you to give me the Nethicite.
The Nethicite?
That is a base imitation.
Well, I suppose if you need to summon a demon to form a pact to become a witch to resurrect your dead husband, it would make sense you might have to do that at midnight.
Majesty, he speaks of the Dawn Shard. That is the Nethicite.
Are you mad, Vossler?
If we are to save Dalmasca, we must accept the truth. I will fight this profitless battle no more.
It's like, when you say that guy's a son of a bitch, I'm
Captain Azulus
not quite
struck a
sure
wise bargain.
who you're feeling to here.
In return for the Dawn Shard,
Because they're all
the
assholes.
Empire will permit Lady Ash to reclaim her throne, and the kingdom of Dalmasca will be restored.
As a puppet state.
An entire kingdom for a stone. You must admit, 'tis more than a fair exchange.
And when all is said and done, your master will have another pet.
Lady Ash, let us take him for the people of Dalmasca. Your Majesty wallows in indecision on peril of their heads.
Yeah, those definitely aren't eyes looking at me from the woods.
And his shall be the first to fall.
Well, at least your sword is to the point.
Oh, Balthier. God damn, I love you.
To think the relics of the Dynast King were deifacted Nethicite, Dr. Sid will be beside himself.
What did you say?
Captain Azulus, take them to Shiva. They should have leave to return to Rabanastre soon. I want you to assess its power.
Did our orders not specify that we return the stone for testing?
I will not chance returning with a stone that is yet unproven.
Yeah, that's important. Never screw up the summoning circle for the demons. Never goes well.
Yep. Okay, I remember, this cutscene in particular sticks out in my brain. This is the good one. Oh, right, because all of the old summons are the Empire's warships. Shut up, Pix.
When we return to Dalmasca, we can announce that you are alive and well. I will then continue our negotiations with the Empire. I believe Lars is the key. He'll listen to us. We should trust him.
Who are you, Vossler, to talk of trust?
The son of Dalmasca.
Yeah.
Say you the right words.
Our equipment here is limited, so we'll be using the ship's drive to make our assessment. Once we've connected the stone, the reaction should be easily measured.
Methods do not interest me, only results.
Oh no, the bunny girl's been triggered.
Such heat! The mist, it's burning!
6,800, 6,900, 7,000! This must be deifacted Nethicite! The count still climbs!
I just realized the main character seems to have heterochromia. She's got a brown eye and a green eye.
The power of the Dynast King in my hands. Blood alone does not an emperor make, vain.
What is this? Something's wrong!
What is it?
You stand!
Okay. Gotta defeat the giant wolf demon to become a witch. Sure, cool.
Oh yeah.
What's wrong with her?
I always knew Fran didn't take well to being tied up. I just never knew how much. How about you?
I like Fran's idea. Let's get out of here.
No farther!
Vaughn, how did you get out of your cuffs?
Pirates. The future of Dalmasca will not be stolen. Why do this, Bash? This struggle is futile. You must know where it leads.
I do know. All too well.
Okay, yeah, very
All right.
fire mechanics here.
Oh yeah, Fran's in Berserker mode. Oh, it was like I like that angle actually. That was. Go back to that, please, camera. Aw. I don't even need to use mist for this. I should take that poach off. I want that sword. I know specifically that sword is save the queen. He's not supposed to be a real boss fight.
Impossible. Engine room, this is the bridge. Report.
What are they doing down there?
Happened.
The Nemesis draining the ship's power.
Disengage it at once.
I want that
We're
number
trying
3
to
guy
get
to see it.
It's infected. Critical in 300. Cascade failure.
Ash, let's go.
All I have done, I've ever thought of Dalmasca first.
I know you do. I would ne'er gainsay your loyalty.
Look on what my haste has wrought. Did I act too quick? Or was your return too late? I can serve her no more. You must take up my charge.
I remembered him being a traitor. I don't remember him like dying this early.
Mangy instead of Mingy, huh? Oh, it's the gates of hell. Awesome. I'll just step right into that giant mouth that leads into hell. Why not? Save trap.
This might get a little dicey.
The mist. It manifests now.
Is that what you call this?
What's that?
I think it's the Dawn Shard.
Then what are we waiting for?
Yeah, the explosions petered out for the most part. Let's go back in. And that was the RAM limit of the PS2, so let's skip to next scene.
The dreadnought Leviathan is sunk. The 8th Fleet of the Arcadian Imperial Army lost. As word of the events in the yacht sounded throughout the Empire, quit I Bujeba, citing sudden malady. My true motive, to bring the various counter-imperial forces scattered throughout Ivalice
Oh yeah,
together
pricey.
in unified resistance. By this time, Lady Ash had made her return to Rabanasta. She had not, however, made known her presence. Rather, she was content with keeping both her own whereabouts and those of the Dawn Shard concealed. Had she chosen then to go before her people, my error in announcing her suicide would be known, to the great detriment of my efforts to assemble a resistance.
Okay.
In such circumstance as the Lady Ash then found herself, even were she to proclaim Dalmasca restored, it would serve only to invite the Empire's wrath. Though Arcadia had lost her 8th Fleet, she remained, as ever, a military power with which to be reckoned.
And the storybook tellings they use. Actually, the journal entries from this are what helped inspire Heaven's Ward's journal from 14. If I remember correctly. Because I know the story director of the current 14 is friends with the guy who did this and likes to do a lot of his work into 14. I think he's tried to get him in there to help write a couple times too. But that guy just does not want anything to do with video games anymore. Just sad.
The Rosarian Empire assembles a vast host under guise of martial exercises. It is our belief they wait for the proper pretext, the sooner to make their strike against Arcadia.
Yep, 14. I play
And her fleet. At such a time comes as
a good chunk of that. Like I said, I'm up to Dawn Trail. I haven't got through the in Walker post game yet.
The battle would be hard fought. Had Lord Vane not deployed the fleet so capriciously, we would not now find ourselves in such perilous circumstance.
As many as possible.
Lord Vane shall be made to answer for his actions. It is the
Strangers of Paradise? No, we're actually saving that for a stream.
Your son, justice must be
Pix
served.
and Q when it goes on sale.
Convenient thing, justice. And so I must now make a choice between my throne and my son.
A most lamentable situation for us all.
Oh? For Lord Vane, perhaps. Yet surely Lord Lauser will make for a fine emperor.
Lauser so adores his brother, and he is yet young.
But he will not remain young forever. Already he busies himself unraveling Lord Vane's tangled skein. Lord Larsa has found his role to play and pursues it with some enthusiasm.
Ah, yes. And who would set him at such tasks?
What matter? Lord Vane himself once saw his elder brothers brought to like justice, did he not? At your Excellency's behest, as I recall.
You may put yourself at ease, Lord Gramis. So long as the Senate watches over her, Arcadia's well-being will ever be ensured.
By your will, I shall bid Vane return to Arcades.
Man, that wasn't. This isn't the end of chapter cutscenes. This should have been a save point before this stuff. A warning. What am I talking about? This is PS2 era. We're lucky if we get retries still after a boss fight.
Oh yeah, you're lucky you don't just have to reload from a save point.
I think this one still does. But we have skip cutscene buttons by this point in time. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, and once again, dead husband, like, ghost fades, and you see Vaughn behind him. There was supposed to be a connection there. Or a love story. No, I'm not, like, okay, one time, I'll watch it the first time.
So, it was the Dawn Shard that brought down the Imperial fleet.
You know your stuff.
Destructive power of such force. I've seen it once before. Lady Ash, you know of what I speak.
Nabudis.
The capital of Old Nebradia, Lord Rassler's fatherland. At the time of the invasion, a division of Imperials entered the city. There was a mighty explosion. Friend and foe died alike. Something was there. One of the Dynast King's relics.
Sorcerers
The
are
Midlight
just kind
Shard was in
of
Nebradia.
accepted in this particular society, even though there's also a strong church presence.
That ridiculous war. The trap at the treaty signing. All this because Vayne wanted power.
But all I was saying is like,
Must not be allowed to claim the Nethicite. The Empire must never hold it.
well, you have to watch the same cutscene 4 or 5 times because of a crazy boss gimmick.
Most likely the midlight shard too. Besides, can't they manufacture Nethicite now?
Very well.
It was part
Then
of the
path set
punishment
before us
for
is clear.
failing the
We'll
boss
use the
fight.
Dawn Shard to fight them.
Yeah. Oh.
Damaska does not forget kindness, nor ill deed done. With sword in hand, she aids her allies. Sword in hand, she lays to rest her foes. This Nethicite I hold must be my sword. I will avenge those who have died, and the Empire will know remorse.
You know, when I think of that concept, the game that springs to mind is Legend of Dragoon. I more so remember the fights having outrageous load times.
The Garif may know. The Garif people live by the old ways. Magicite lore is a part of their culture. They may hear it. The cry of the Nethicite's power. Whispers of the stone's menace.
Dangerous though it be, what we need now is power.
Hey, multiple CD games. More common than you think.
The Empire would crush us. You must take me to meet with the Garif.
They live beyond Osman Plain.
It's weird to be told
exactly close.
God
Compensation,
bless
is that what you want?
as a witch by the basically warlock who raised you, who just was telling me about how he has a bunch of demon familiars under his control and was given his powers by a devil.
Yeah.
I'll give it back to you as soon as I find something more valuable.
Oh, I mean, the CD format was a big step up from cartridges at the time, too, you gotta remember. You think of cartridges as being awesome now.
Hard to say.
Like, even back then, the N64 cartridges could not hold
What am I looking for?
a candle to the storage capacity of CDs.
Final Fantasy VII was originally in development for the N64, and they switched to PlayStation because of the storage. It just wasn't possible to release a game of that scope. Like, even on CD, it took up, like, what, 3-4 CDs?
Yeah, it's... yeah, I'd say that was also the beauty of CDs. You could swap them out like that.
Yeah. So you had kind of almost unlimited storage as far as the time period was concerned. Whereas when it came to cartridges, the more you had to store on them, the more expensive it became. And if you had to do even a fraction of what was storable on a CD, it would become prohibitively expensive. Like, it would cost more to ship the game than you could sell it for.
Yep. Oh, I think that's still the game that always just boggles my mind is, have you ever played Lost Odyssey, Yuki?
I don't think so.
But you've at least heard of it, right?
I have heard of it, yeah.
Okay, so that's a 360 game. That's also 4-disc.
Yeah, that would be why I hadn't played it. I never owned any of the Xbox
lines.
systems.
I like the 360. The original is it's part of that weird time, and anything going up against the PlayStation 2 is out of luck.
Well, I mean, so realistically, what happened with Xbox is it kind of stepped in to take over Sega's place in the lineup. After Sega had just gotten wrecked.
Oh god, yeah, well, it kind of, because the Xbox got announced, and that was kind of the final nail in Sega's coffin at that point.
Sega had already pulled out before the Xbox was announced.
I swear the Dreamcast was still going.
Not as far as I know. was pretty sure there was actually, like, 1 or 2 years between.
I could be wrong. It's close. It's right around there.
The Dreamcast got pulled from shelves only like 6 months after it came out in the US.
That doesn't. No, I'm going the wrong way.
Like right around the time that the PS2 came out, that was the nail in Dreamcast coffin. And then a while later, Microsoft announced its own console. That came out with a suspiciously similar controller to the Dreamcast.
Yeah, to be fair, controllers in that point in time. Oh, who are you going to copy? Nintendo? Oh my.
I mean, well, actually, you could say that it was a straight downgrade from the Dreamcast controller, because it was the same layout, but, like,
yeah,
unhandleably large.
Yeah. I still find it funny enough that what really helped bring Sega back, though, was all the games they made exclusively for the Xbox.
That's probably not coincidental.
Yeah.
I mean, like, odds are very high that the Xbox had a lot of Sega tech effectively under the hood. I'm basing this just off of speculation, not any research or anything, but given the similarities in controller and the fact that the Dreamcast was running a Windows OS.
I know what you're thinking, but no, actually, the Xbox had a lot of Intel hardware. Like, they straight up built that out of PC parts. Where a lot of the Dreamcast was... I don't want to say, like, proprietary, because they did have... Console development is weird.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Bakuman, it's... Every time I see a thing, say, press X to continue, I always want to think, okay, where's X? What controller do I have currently? Am I on a Sony? Am I on an Xbox? Am I on a Joy-Con equivalent?
Nintendo controller, an old school Sega controller.
The X button occupies all positions. What am I pressing?
Is this a new school Nintendo controller?
I think it would. No, I don't have it laying around. Oh, I do have one.
The
It's
X-button,
the X button on the Nintendo is the up.
Yeah, the X button it occupies all slots because X is the variable, right?
Yep. Also, this is the rating area now. I forgot the map. The world actually changes as the game progresses. Yeah. Well, Sony did get it. Weak to ice. Fran, can you use ice attacks? She's silenced. She can't use anything, right? No. No. Black. Time green. Green. I have Aqua, but not Blizzard? Alright, nope. Nuh-uh, we are not doing this. We are going to retreat. Yeah, it's also weird. Okay, I'm turning the turbo back on. I tried to have it off to be a little bit, but this is becoming nigh unbearable. And I'm gonna run over here. All right, saving's probably all right. It's health gates, but yeah. Although Sega probably could have survived longer if they hadn't fucked over the Saturn so hard.
Yeah, the Saturn was a pretty troubled console in general.
Well, if you look into the history of it, Sega Japan and Sega America had a big falling out because Sega America. It's a weird thing with the CEO. You know, he was the one who pushed. What was it? What was before the Saturn? The
CD.
Okay, what plugged into that? The Genesis?
Yeah, the Sega 32X and Sega CD sat on top of the Genesis. Yes.
Yeah, the Genesis and that whole lineup. You know, Sega was doing so good they were actually outselling them. You know, the Super at that point in time. Oh, that's a creepy looking monster. The problem is Sony Japan and him had a big falling out, and they tried to take more and more control to the point where.
I assume you mean Sega of Japan, not Sony.
Yeah, Sega. And it was this whole point of Sony Japan trying to run the American side and then not understanding that market.
Yeah. Which is why they created Sega of America to begin with.
Yeah, they just didn't like the fact that they were doing better than them.
Yeah, weird ego pride stuff got in the way of a successful business.
Yeah. So what's the problems created from them, or what gave the Saturn its initial launch trouble in the US?
Although, to be fair, it just didn't have the kind of, like, killer game titles to drive it in the US either.
Well, that was part of their marketing, unfortunately. Or because they wanted to release early, and then after the fallout from that going, you know, they tried to release 6 months early because if you remember, the Saturn launched at E3 as a surprise drop.
I don't remember that. I was definitely too young at the time to be following E3.
Yeah. Well, the Saturn was a shadow drop console.
Interesting.
And they did that by tricking a lot of the third parties into thinking, oh, this is going to come out here. So they didn't have the inventory to sell. They didn't have the games to play on the consoles that they were trying to sell, or they didn't have to sell. And from that debacle, I don't have a map for this area. I'm going to have to actually explore. God damn it. From that debacle, you know, the CEO of Sega America left, and the new one they brought in decided, you know what, this console's failed. We're not going to even bother porting any more games over. We're just going to let it die, and we're going to focus on the next console.
Yeah.
Which did not. Well, the problem is their next console was 4 years off.
Yeah, well, and it really undermines the, you know,
brand
faith
integrity
of your user base.
Yeah, because what was it? The last game we got in America on the Saturn was Panzer Dragoon Saga? I want to say, where the third one was? The end of the trilogy?
I don't know.
Where in Japan they had like 2 more years of video games.
Yeah, it really kind of felt like most of the games that came out on the Saturn were it was mostly just arcade ports that were keeping it floating at all.
Yeah. Well, it's the other big thing was the in Japan the Sega was built as a child-friendly console. In America, they tried to market it as an adults, and the older kids, sticking with the bad attitude from the Sonic era.
Yeah.
And when all of when the vast majority of the console's library is for young children, it doesn't help fit that.
Yeah, but kind of more to the point, like, especially early on, a lot of the, as much as I like Knights, like, a lot of the first-party Sega games just were not up to the level that they were on previous consoles. Like, Sonic 3D Blast just was not a hit.
Alright. E.T. is a bad game, but, like, those early games, like, you can't count too much against them. 90% of the games were shit. There were the oddball, like, smash hits and really good games, the old school AAAs, but nobody knew what the hell they were doing back then.
Well, yeah, but, okay, try and compare Sonic 3D Blast to Mario 64, because those were the same era of consoles.
Sonic 3D Blast was a Saturn game?
Yes. It was like a Saturn launch title, and it was backported in, like, jankier versions to the Genesis.
Yep.
In fact, I think technically on the Genesis they just called it Sonic Blast. They took out the 3D from the title.
Oh, no, we're not. That's a red chocobo. We're not fucking with that. I'm not sure what's going on here, but this looks fun. Can I talk to you? Nope. Alright. Yeah, I can definitely do that, but it's also that I have to the credence of, if you look at like the, I don't want to rag on Concord for being a bad game because it's just it had a bad aesthetic and gimmick, but it's not a truly bad game. Like what would you consider to be like a bad modern game? It's like an unplayable piece of garbage. True shovelware.
Like truly modern era? I mean, there's a lot of examples. Oh, there was that one that just came out and went out of business immediately.
It's like Concord, yeah.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I didn't get a chance to play that one, but just looking at it, like, okay, guys, you were trying to develop something in the same genre, it looks like, as, like, Overwatch, which is, those types of hero shooters are driven by the strength of their character designs as, like, the initial appeal point, and you tried to sell something that had characters that are ugly as sin.
I think I was mentioning this before, but it's part of current Sony's marketing strategy. They want to be known as the next, the graphically intense next generation console. We make realistic looking games. So it was supposed to have the same art style as The Last of Us or God of War. That ultra realism.
They really upset me once before in the past when they had a similar strategy that didn't end up panning out for them. So I don't know why they thought it would be a good idea to try that again. Because at the start of the PS3 era, back when the PS3 was like notably super ultra expensive for the time period.
Oh yeah.
They had decided that their console was only going to have the best of the best games on it. And as a result of that, they denied licensing to games, like the license to launch on their console, to games that were already heavily in development, and just killed those games after their success of the PS2 era was largely because of the strength and size of their enormously unprecedented library that also offered backwards compatibility for the PS1. So not only did they decide they weren't going to offer backwards compatibility, but they decided that they were going to just axe all of these third-party projects that were already in development. And one of my favorite game studios went out of business as a direct result of that, because all of their development was tied up on Sony projects, and now they suddenly couldn't launch any of it, and they went bankrupt. So Working Designs, makers of Lunar, went out of business.
I always kind of wondered what happened to that company.
Yeah. I was super mad about that, because, like, my goal was actually to work there when I got out of college, and then they killed them.
Yeah, the problem is I think it's still the same CEO that's running that side of it, and he really likes the strategy, and it's like every time he can swerve into it, he goes for it.
Keeps not working for him.
Yeah, but it's what should drive them. I don't know, but
that's what's known as insanity.
Oh, yeah, the dictionary definition, isn't it? Oh, I'm gonna hit that save stone over there. But yeah, no, it's like we'll see how the PlayStation 5 does after this, because that was a Sony. Concord was a Sony first-party title. Yeah, 8 years and $100 million in development, and they're just eating that.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Microsoft just, like, basically bought out one of their other major developers.
You mean like, you mean everybody?
Well, maybe. I don't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what the only independent big studios left in the U.S. are EA and Activision. Microsoft owns all of the other U.S. first-party studios, like the bigger ones. No, they bought Activision, didn't they? What am I thinking?
Yeah, that was the one that they bought, yeah. However, Square Enix is still their own thing.
Well, that's why I was saying American.
Well, okay, I mean, they're not... But they have an American arm, and I know that because I used to work for it.
Okay.
Because under their umbrella are other, game studios, like, I really wanted to say Naughty Dog for a second there, but that's very much not correct. That's, like,
yeah.
their
I'm pretty sure that's Sony.
Yeah. Brain trying to process multiple things at once here.
Boy, yeah, there's a lot. It's, oh, I forgot I had that.
But, Crystal Dynamics, for instance, who, actually, I'm not sure if they're still making Tomb Raider, but they were for a while, is a studio that is under the, Square Enix umbrella operating in the U.S.
Oh, right, I can start getting the second boards. Oh, okay. Thank you. let's get her back into... Archer, because I really like to friend with Archer. Oh yeah, I forget when you unlock multiple boards, it does this weird stuff. Oh, Bosk. What should I do for his second board? Yeah, let's turn him into a pseudo paladin. Oh no, I want
one more thing.
Start teaching him white magic. He'll be a pseudo paladin. Alright, both of your words.
Wait. Are we sending our demons out to curse people and then curing them of the curse in exchange for money? Are we like running like a demon protection money racket here?
I mean, that's not a bad Oh no, it's bad all the way around. It's just
It's a viable business proposition.
yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's not basically what like a lot of old time witches kind of come off as. All right. All right, that's why I was kind of looking at these. All right, nothing great. Oh, I can buy high potions now. Yay, let's buy 50 of them. Oh, you found the sound alerts.
They're paying me to curse their neighbor.
We're saving up for that one. If you're on PC, I believe I do have a regular soundboard you can still access.
I'm accumulating sins.
All right, so I need to talk to the elder. Yeah, I probably should have figured out where I was trying to go. All right, let's just start talking. In the beginning. So, all right, nope, need to talk to elders. Got it. Oh, I have a soundboard on there. You could access if you. Sound should be on if you're on PC. It's like the right side of the screen, like right above my head. Side. Okay. It should be active. Let me check really quick. Yep, there it is. And if you have bits, you actually have access to the Blurp soundtrack. No, underneath that, it's sound alerts. Those are limited, and I curate those myself. Blurps do cost bits, but dear Mother of God, I think there are over 5,000 different sound clips on that damn thing. I know I get our buddy Hooch with that all the time. I've got a couple good jump scares and one that just deafens him every time I play it. Wait, where the hell is I going? Oh, okay. Talk to the Great Elder, I'm guessing. You know, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Like, I'm not paying attention to the story. It's just, I'm looking at the maps, looking at the area, and like, all right, I need to go here. I just kind of know that. All right, we need to seek the Great Chief instead of the High Chief. Also, that Deer Anime's jingle, that's gonna be everywhere. I might try to do something with the anime podcast with that too, because that's definitely gonna be this. I don't know, a little preamble. Yuki, do you think that's the standout from this season?
Sorry, I wasn't. Brain wasn't able to focus on that. What was the standout?
My dear friend Nodoko.
Oh, Nokotan?
Nokotan, yeah.
I honestly don't think so. No.
Okay.
I mean, it got a lot of attention, but in terms of like, is it a good show? It started really strong, but
okay.
like.
I'm only on episode 2 of that, so I was kind of sitting on that.
Yeah, honestly, it kind of starts to flounder and get a little bit old and go off into like. It almost feels like filler episodes.
Ooh, that's not good in a comedy.
Yeah.
And I've seen you found the lewd Vaporeon emote there. Richi's Sensei's weird shit. There's so much shit this season. I'm gonna have to write stuff down to keep track of it, because it's all kind of blended together into a mush of bleh.
Yeah. I mean,
God.
having you know, something to kind of trigger my memory when we're doing the anime chat does help. Like that was a nice thing about when we were doing the
Trailers.
In the wrap up is to like remind me of the show a little bit, help me distinguish everything mentally.
I who used it. Indeed, I had hoped you could show me how. Thus I've come.
You do not know the workings of the stone, then we are no different.
What?
Oh, I see. This one is blocking for that one. Alright.
In ages past,
I think I do know that manga.
Gift of Nethicite to my people. But the manner of its use eluded us. Displeased by our failure, the gods took back their stones. They chose instead to give them to a Yum king. Called the Dynast King, he used the Nethicite's power to bring peace to a troubled time. It is a curious thing. Though the blood of King Wraithwolf flow through your veins, you cannot wield Nethicite.
Cannot wield it? So then, am I to understand you can't tell me how to use the stone?
Though it shame me so to admit, here before me stands a descendant of the Dynast King himself, and I can accord her no help at all. Still, even if you knew how to use the Nethicite, you would find it of small avail.
Okay, so
The
in this
mist
game,
collected
the
in the
enemy
stone over
defense
ages past is lost.
also
and with
fades
it,
after one turn.
the stone's power. It will be your posterity who wield the stone in ages yet to come.
Alright, yep. Stone charge is dead.
This stone is devoid of power, empty, yet full of thirst. A terrible longing to drink the world dry. The power of men and of magic, of good and of evil. It is often those who desire Nethicite whom the Nethicite itself desires.
Larsa?
Okay, weird for him to show up here. I mean, I feel like I'm powering through this story a lot faster than I should be.
I say we ought leave tomorrow.
That's possible.
I was going to wait for my escort to return, but meeting you here has presented a great opportunity. This terrible war can be stopped, but I will need your help to do so.
A war?
You know the Marquis Ondor leads a group of insurgents. Your pardon. He leads a large resistance force against the Empire. Lady Ash, neither of our countries can afford this now. The Rosarian Empire would stir. They would aid the resistance and use this aid as a pretext to declare war on Arcadia, and Arcadia would have no choice but to answer. Lady Ash, let us go to Ber Omasace. With the blessing of his grace, the Grand Kiltius Anastasis, you may rightly wear your crown and declare the restoration of the Kingdom of Dalmasca. As Queen, you can call for peace between the Empire and Dalmasca.
They give thanks to God for the witch coming to their home
for peace.
To bring the powers of Satan to expel the demons that her grandpa sent here to mess with them.
Dalmasca would be the battlefield. What if Nethicite were used on Rabanasta? You know my brother would do this. Forgive me. I presumed overmuch. I could think of no other way to avoid bloodshed. If you cannot trust me, then please, take me as your hostage.
You know, I will say one thing. I do like the politics this guy wrote into his stories.
You saw him, didn't you? Like at the King's tomb.
In terms of, like,
so
it being an interesting exploration, or...
Well, like, what the story is going on right now. The empire that conquered the princess's country was like, hey, we're going to give you your crowd back, declare peace, and let's all just get along. It's like, you're only doing this because you don't want to go to war with the other country that you possibly can't beat. True, but if we fought, it would be at your country's land, and your people would suffer more than anyone else.
Bosch told me about him.
He enlisted right at the end.
So it's like,
but for what?
Yeah,
interesting political tension, basically.
Yeah. It's like, you could have your pride, but your people will die.
How can he protect anything when he's dead? Was it different for Prince Rassler? Did that make sense? Hating the Empire, getting revenge.
15's story was so weird.
But I never did anything about it. I mean, I realized there was nothing I could do. It made me feel hollow, alone. And then I'd miss my brother. I'd say stuff like, I'm gonna be a sky pirate, or some other stupid thing, Just anything to keep my mind off it. I was running away. I needed to get away from his
I don't know how I was
death.
supposed to know
That's
that
why I
this
followed
would
you.
be a demon attack.
But
You know what? I'm through with it. I'm through running. I'm ready to find my purpose. To find some real answers. Some reasons.
And this is where
If I
Vod
stick with you, I think I will.
becomes a good character for a bit.
I wish I knew.
I'll find them.
Also, something that I find weird is that maybe it pops up later, but the Leviathan warship that we saw explode comes back in the second game, and it's her flagship.
I will accompany you to Mount Baromises.
I had hoped you'd say yes. I'm glad.
Oh, but once again, no. The kid is a good political position.
I hope to find answers along the way.
His brother's been kind of the
Invite you. There is someone I'd like you to meet waiting on Baromises.
Who is that?
bit of the dick.
An enemy and an ally also. You will just have to wait and see for yourself.
It's Sid, isn't it? Is this the first? Is 12 the first one where like a kind of evil Sid popped up?
He's not bad.
Or was there one before that?
I don't know.
I don't think. I'm pretty sure. I know 1 through 4 they're good. I don't know about 5. 5 is like my blind spot for Final Fantasy.
I actually have quite a few blind spots for Final Fantasy. I really need to go through and play some of the older ones.
You remember the
And actually a lot of the newer
straight over the
ones.
Yachtienza, right up to Wraithel's tomb. Skystone that works even in Yacht. You know, Nethersight's behind it. Little wonder they're so keen on the stuff.
And what is it you're after, Balthier? You're a welcome hand and a great aid, but why?
Worried I'm out to steal the Nethersight, eh? Can't say I'm unaccustomed to people doubting my intentions. Nothing could be further from my mind. Shall I swear by your sword or some such?
Apologies, but I needed to know where you stand.
Yeah, why Balthier's as a horse in this game?
Interest in the stone.
Is this old woman actually going to dangerous to go alone? Here, take this me.
Leading man will do the same.
She sure did.
Yay. We're parting. Crossbow, quiver, onion bolts. Pack land. Alright, so we need to go to the northern Rabanasta. We're gonna go with that. And Vaughn, I guess I'll just throw better gear on you. Oh, yeah, no, the lore for any of the Final Fantasy games are creative. Or if that's... I know there's the whole theory of all the Final Fantasy games are kind of linked. I don't know if I really actually want to buy into that one. I like the Sid thing because it's fun, but like all Final Fantasy games are just part of a multiverse. Yeah. I guess Dissidia is fun, or at least I don't know. I heard some bad things about that last Dissidia. I think I remember correctly.
Dissidia? Yeah, I don't know. It's always been kind of a questionable franchise. It has its fans, but it's never been, like, a smash hit.
Yep. The FF12 princess is definitely a descendant of the Warrior's Light. Yeah, it's fun. Like I said, it's not something I have a problem with. It's just if you go too deep into the lore, things can get messy, and franchises that get that big are I don't want to say they can be problematic, but they have a hard time regulating themselves, it feels like.
Sorry, who does? I couldn't hear you over the game I'm playing.
Oh, it's just when a franchise gets a little too big.
Oh, yeah.
It's like we have continuous. It's if you know the problem like this that the Sonic Archie comics kind of had, I kind of count it as that. It's like, hey, at some points, if stuff doesn't make sense, you kind of got to cut it, or it just gets a little too overwhelming.
Yeah, well, I mean, also, it's hard to keep a franchise, especially a large one, consistent, because you're always going to have, like, turnover and people, like, poaching people from your studio and financial problems and so on and so forth. So it's really hard, even more so in a world where the norm is to, like, let everyone go at the end of the project and not keep any talent around to keep, your products consistent and good. And I know there was at least one game studio, I think maybe it was Larian, who just made Baldur's Gate 3, I'm not sure, who, someone asked them, like, the secret to their success, and they're like, we keep our people on board so that they can get better at what they do, and they make good stuff.
Yep. Fuck it. Let's just turn them. Let's go back to Rabanastre and go through. There is no North Gate, right? I bet more like long-running franchises, like the theory that all the Final Fantasy games are all just like parallel universes to each other, or it's all one continuous story. It's like,
yeah, but I mean, you're always going to have that kind of problem because also a lot of the Final Fantasy games are actually being produced in tandem, and so there'll be like different producers and directors on different titles in the same franchise, and like entirely different teams working on them because they're working on like 3 games at once.
East. I went west. God damn it. Alright, I can understand that. Oh yeah, what was it? It was something I learned recently. Like, are you familiar with the game series Onimusha?
A little bit. Like, I haven't played any of it, but I know of its existence.
Okay.
Onimusha.
Onimusha. One of the interesting quirks about its development of, I can't remember if it was the second or the third game, they had this crazy glitch where you could, in the combat system, where you ended up being able to juggle enemies in the air and just do like these nutsy combos with them. The developers who were working on a different game at the same time on like the same office floor asked them how that glitch was happening, and because they wanted to put it into their game. The game they were working on was Devil May Cry.
Yeah, that seems, I was thinking it would probably have to be either that or Bayonetta, based off the context.
Well, it's I mean like Devil May Cry 1. That's what that crazy combat system was because of a glitch. Yeah, it was because of a glitch that the Onimusha developers found while they were in this working on the games with each other.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's just such an like interesting thing with like developers like that. And oh, what? No, I thought I was going to have. It's like I've also one of the reasons I picked this game up is I kind of wanted to go through the Final Fantasy games I hadn't. I don't want to say completed, but like the ones I had played a bit but never gotten like to actually sink my teeth into. So I'm wanting to go through those on stream.
Yeah, I have a lot of franchises I really want to catch up and do that stuff with. Like I really want to go and play like all the Mario games, all the Sonic games, the Final Fantasies, the Zelda franchises. I'm not sure if I would go back and do Pokemon anytime soon, because I've already recently, like right before I started streaming, completed a project to play all those.
The old Pokemons are hard to go back to.
I don't think so. I prefer them.
I don't know. It's like if I went back to play Gold and Silver, I would want to play Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Like going back past the 4th generation, I just have a hard time with now.
I don't know. I like those kinds of really old school classic RPGs, so it works for me.
I need some quality of life stuff. But at this point, it's like it grates a little too much. There's a lot of good ones, but it's like, ugh.
I mean, that is fair to an extent. Like, I get, especially with like how much time constraint there is these days, not wanting to have to grind for hours.
Yeah. That's actually been the biggest reason I've been so happy with like a lot of the pixel remasters. Just bringing that old school game, but adding quality of life and doing some like just decent tweaks to it. Like I went through the Star Ocean pixel remaster and like, God, that was so good.
Yeah, that's another one I want to play.
I think at this point I've played through all but one of the Star Ocean games.
I've only ever really played 2.
The PS1 one?
Yeah.
Okay. FF, what? No. I mean, at this point, most of the Final Fantasies are fairly easy to play.
Was fairly easy to play? Sorry.
Most of the Final Fantasy franchise is pretty easy to play.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it can be a little grindy at times, and it's definitely still very time-consuming.
Yep. Wait, is this the direction I should be going? Should be in East Kernwan. No. All right. Where's world map? I had to go further down. Dang. I hate it when I do stuff like that. Not a great game. The fact that you played as a hero. That fell on the iron carriage as they depict. What game are you talking about, Bakuman? Oh, Star Ocean, yeah. Although, there... 2's ending, I felt like was a bit like rushed. I think they ran into some development trouble or budget trouble at some point in there, because the end of that game felt really fast-tracked. Or it's meant to be replayable. I should, I'm gonna grab a chocobo. Yeah, I don't want to say anything too bad about it, but yeah, oh, I don't have any yell right now. The ending really was weird. I don't want to go the right path because it's gonna be quicker. Although,
the fries of hell.
Oh my god.
They mispronounce a lot of words in this game.
I will say, I know the only one I haven't played. I haven't played it because I heard nothing but like horrendous things about it. And I'm refusing to pay full price for that game. Still want to play it at some point though, but most like Last Hope, is insufferable as some of those characters were. I liked the story. Till the End of Time, oh my fucking god, is that amazing. Whatever game, it's because it's Till the End of Time, Last Hope, and then there's one after Last Hope, and I don't remember what it's called. Last Hope or Till the End of Time? Till the End of Time. Oh, yeah, that. God, I could put that in now, and I'm still happy with it. There are very few PS2 era games that, like, I like it. I have notes, though. And I'm not like that in that one. It's, Hello, just Chocobo sitting there.
I guess this one was a success.
Wow, I'm impressed, Bon.
I got a good feeling.
An alliance between Dalmasca and the Empire.
Reason tells me 'tis the only course. We must avoid a wasting war with the Empire at all cost. Yet I fear I could not bear the shame, had I but the strength.
A shame perhaps for me and for you. But for Dalmasca it is hope.
And you can just accept this, can you?
After Vane's ruse, I had abandoned hope for honor. Yet, never did I forget my knightly vows. If I could protect but one person from war's horror, then I would bear any shame. I would bear it proudly. I could not defend my home. What is shame to me?
Yes, please, don't ignite a war over pride. Especially your pride.
I hate the Empire. They will not accept this.
There is hope.
Right?
Don't encourage
Hope for a future where we can
Not
join
that bad,
hands
am
as brothers.
Larsa, please. This is serious.
I'm sorry.
Don't be Larsa. Somebody's got to put him in his place.
The Senate may play at intrigue, but Lord Vane is not one to be brought down easily. The entire military waits upon his orders, from the War Council down to the rank and file. What better blade than he to strike down the enemies of the Empire?
Your Honor reminds me of Zect 2 years since. He, too, put his trust in Lord Vane's strength, and what became of him? Gone without a trace since Nabudis.
I will not hear you malign Judge Zect. He was a noble warrior. Or do you think his trust in Lord Vane ill-placed?
Vane took 2 of his own brothers' lives. He is ruthless beyond contempt.
Ruthless, you say? Would he were more
Stealing
so?
cards from my deck.
He gives traitors no quarter, be they of his own blood. How fitting for one who would bear the burden of empire.
But could we bear him? Zargabath, what of you? Surely you do not believe his brothers were traitors?
So found His Excellency Lord Gramis, you would do well to mind your tongue, Drace. That matter is long past.
Your Honors, a summons. Lord Vane has arrived at the palace.
We come at once.
I do also love how the judges were the parts of the... Well, I guess you could say the judges are kind of an extension of the evil armor guys from all of Final Fantasy.
In stopping the insurgents.
But I do like this evolutionary step in their designs.
But even a slight hindrance to his operations would be welcome. This will delay the Rosarian invasion, and we will have...
Alright, the first major demon I fought awarded 666 experience.
I wonder if that's intentional.
I'm pleased with the young lord's
Oh, it
progress.
definitely
I can already
is.
see the stunned faces of those mud-witted senators. The fools think a child emperor's strings easy to pull from the shadows. But they will find that Lord Larsa is no puppet.
Yes, the senators would be most pleased with a puppet for an emperor. Recall, Drace, how the Senate fears and despises Lord Vane's ability. When they realize the truth, that Lord Larsa is no docile lamb to be shepherded, they will bare their teeth and devour him.
You're right. I shall speak on this matter with His Excellency at once. Gabranth, it falls to us to protect Lord Larsa. Are we agreed?
Aye.
Although I do like how Final Fantasy XIV has made the evil armored enemy a little bit more practical looking, I guess would be the way to describe it. I love so much about 12, but there are some, like, there's a reason everyone was making fun of the Fort Square for its goofy designs for a while there. Alright, you know, I've been getting cutscenes, so this has to be the right way still. If it's not, I'm gonna blame that more on the design than I am my own skill. Oh, this is... This is going to be irritating, isn't it? And that's why the remaster added the fast forward mode. Ah, Marlboro. Ooh, that was some nice stuff.
What is it?
The jungle
Pester
denies
with
us our
shorts.
passage.
What have we done?
Alright, I think this is a good stopping point for this game.
What's that
And
mean?
I do want to get to bed before it gets too late. It is a
Making an
work
appearance?
night.
Talking over here.
I thought
And
you'd left for good.
I could really use the extra sleep as
Our
usual,
choices are few.
if I can manage to get any. So,
This is as much for you as it is
why
me.
don't I go ahead and raid you, Agent, since you're still playing stuff?
Playing
You are
stuff.
at ease. The Nethersite troubles you. You've let your eyes betray your heart.
Right.
Thank you, Fran.
What are you doing?
Yeah,
Soon you will learn.
I go to start the raid on your channel and, you know, the preview pops up and it's just Fran boobs front and center.
Hey, that's the draw of the stream.
We go to seek aid of the Viera.
They knew what they were doing.
Ahead.
Oh, for sure.
I bet they'll be glad
You
to
know
see
what will
you
make this
after
franchise
so
sell
long.
better? Bunny girls. In
In-
skimpy costumes.
I am unwelcome, an unsought guest in their wood.
I mean, they're not
Good night,
wrong.
everybody. Matini.
Incoming transmission.
Why is that doubled up?
I've gone ahead and shut down my stream.
Alright, you have a good night, Yuki.
You too. I hope you have a good time playing some Final Fantasy XII.
Yeah, it's been fun so far at the very least.
Excellent. I really need to get back to playing some games that are actually, like, fun and good.
Not just the party style or slim style games.
In the
Slim
village
style?
ahead, you will find her.
Or whatever you
Yeah.
call what you're...
Bring her to me. She will know why you called her.
Just like gambling on random indie games that I, you know, have never really, like, heard anything about.
Yep.
It's a thing I like to do, but, you know, they're not necessarily always hits.
Yep.
Sorry, you were saying?
I was going to ask you. One of the games I know that just went on sale that I'm kind of looking at, it might be, I was looking for a co-op, was Sunhaven, the farming game. I don't know if those are up your alley.
I think I might actually have a copy of that already. Let me check.
Alright, Princess Kid, I want to come. Alright, I need to sell some stuff. Because I bought...
Oh, okay, there we go. Like, why is my Steam list empty? Yeah, I do have a copy of that already. I haven't played it yet. I I've definitely played some of that stuff in the past, so I wouldn't mind hopping into a game with you at some point if we manage to line up our schedules.
Yep, no, that might be an idea.
Also, I know, if you're, like, just actively looking for someone to play with, Swimming Link definitely plays a lot of Sunhaven.
I kind of like going in there blind with somebody else. Part of the
That's
reason
fair.
I've been having trouble finding people to play Baldur's Gate 3 with.
Mm.
Everyone wanted to play it, beat it first, and I was like, no, I want to have my first playthrough blind with friends.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be really hard to do at this stage.
Yep.
Like, almost anyone who is interested in the game already blasted through it.
Yeah. So I've been kind of waiting for everyone to like chill out on it, and then bring it back up to people.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, these people do not like me here. All right, let us find the.
I apparently forgot to pre-schedule my uploads on TikTok last weekend and ran out of scheduled videos midweek.
Ooh.
That always messes things up because when you upload a couple videos at once, it just tanks the algorithm for you. And it's really so annoying that they only allow you to schedule up to 10 days in advance.
TikTok is one of the platforms I do not use. I've kind of quit doing shorts.
That's fair. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, and it was like I can either spend time streaming or spend time making shorts, and it was kind of like, I would rather stream.
Yeah, that's understandable. In my case, since I'm making them for YouTube anyway, I might as well also put them on TikTok, but like...
Yeah.
I also kind of always viewed like video creation as my primary goal, even though
Hey, Mjorn lives here, doesn't she?
streaming more
We're here to
is
see her.
definitely like a faster way to profitability, if that's what you're after.
Yeah.
You will leave at once.
It is not allowed for humans to walk on these grounds.
We'll go as soon as we've seen Mjorn.
If you can find her.
We're not leaving until you let us see her. Fine then. We'll look for her ourselves.
Ah.
I've heard the voice of the wood. She says Mjorn is not in the village. Jote, where has she gone?
Why do you ask? The wood tells us where she has gone. Or can you not hear her? You cannot. Your ears are dull from hearing their harsh speech, I think.
Alright, I'll keep lurking you for a few, Agent, but I'm gonna go ahead and pop off of Discord and start getting ready for bed. Have a good night.
Alright, you have a good night too, Yuki.
And you forsake them in turn?
It is the will of the village. Viera must live always with the wood. So is the green word, and so is our law.
We'll let you worry about keeping your laws. Just do us a favor and stay out of our way. We'll find her ourselves.
Okay.
Our sister has left the wood and gone west. She wanders warrens among men who hide themselves in clothes of cold iron.
Empire?
Thus to me has the wood spoken.
The Viera may begin as part of the wood, but the wood is not the only end we may choose.
The same words I heard 50 years ago.
Alright, so... like the spell haste? Alright, I was looking for items. Does she just now have dark stop? Altair, did I put you in time magic? Alright, I'll do a gambit set up with that here, not too long. Alright, so we'll go this way, and down here.
Not bad, Vaughn. Didn't think we'd get any information out of that one. So then, what was she saying about men in a warren?
The Henna-Magicite mines. Maybe that's what she meant. They lie in Bangkor, south of the Osmoan Plain. The entire region is a colony of the Arcadian Empire. There would be soldiers.
Is that a problem? Let's move.
Fran,
Yes?
I was wondering what Yote said, you know? About how you said the same thing 50 years ago?
Your point?
How old were you again?
Ah, Vaughn. Way to be an idiot.
Nice fun.
Surprisingly rude.
Try to grow up, please.
Alright, that feels a little bit more earned. She has more plain in the west. Alright, so back through the forest, back to the plain, back down to the plain. Actually, he doesn't have a lot going on right now, does he? Oh, gravity, slop bleed. Okay, status. Let's just give that to the party leader, just get Ooh, items. Another mage's hat. All right. Oh, but I am loving this. Oh, this is just a forced backtracking section, isn't it? Okay, what the fuck were those? Displacer beasts. That's what these goddamn things look like. It's one of those just sitting on the tip of my tongue there. I was trying to think what the hell these things remind me of. Alright, let's save. And, Chocobo? Alright, fine. Who's making this far? Plans on the planet. Ah, so you need the chocobo to get to the mines, don't you? Ah. Hold on. I suffer bots on Twitch. I do not suffer bots on... I suffer bots on Kick. I don't suffer bots on Twitch. That's what I should say. Be gone. It doesn't auto get rid of... Oh, there it is. It just took a second to pop back up. All right. Is this a jump thing, or is this just a... Oh, it's that chocobo that was like in the tall grass, isn't it? Kind of thing. Yeah, this stuff. Wait, so what happens if you... Oh, that's, It looks like a lot of dead people.
Researchers from the Draclaw laboratory. What were they doing here?
Research.
Into what? All right, into the mines. And in mines. Position. Switchboard opens key. Alright, I think I've got a pretty good idea what's going on with these gates. I'm present with them. My... Oh, we're gonna get quite a good chain going here with these, aren't we? Anything down here besides more bats? Oh, alright. That's the level up. Point chain. Why are they weak to earth? Another level up. Alright, notification. You were going off around here somewhere. Why? There it is. Oh, there's a chest right over here. Neat. Bone cruncher. Okay. Alright, let's turn the turbo back on. Dispel mode. Neat. Nope, nope. Chests in this are a bit of a bitch to see. Here, these chests have nothing good. It's hard to work up any drive to grab them. So I'm guessing this person has the same power as Fran. And that's why they're using her in the mine, I'm assuming at this point. Oh no, what are these? Jelly? Alright, I think I should be fleeing from this. Okay, you can't go either of those ways now, so... Up through here? Round through here?
Look at the Magicite. These mines much resemble the ones at Lusu. Of course, Draculaur must be searching for new sources of ore. Should the Resistance forces move, the rich veins of Magicite and Bujeba will be forever beyond their grasp.
Is it her? What is this mist?
This stench of fumes. This stench of power. What's wrong with her?
Stay away! Power-needy Hume!
Oh, that's a teleport. Mutation stone. This is a boss fight, isn't it? Alright, this is a big boss, so we will, Oh, it's Tiamat? Balthier, quit stealing, please. Oh, and Balthier's glitched. Oh, hey, Panda. Hopefully everything's going better for you. Ah, yeah, no, I've got that on a timer. Oh, that might be coming back into use if plans proceed here. All right, let's use our quickening. There we go. I definitely hit that. God damn it. Balthier? Hey man, that's a cool sky pirate with a hot bunny sidekick. Yeah, the downside to once you get Gambit going, there's not much you really need to do. Come on. Come on. There we go. Got him. All right. I have too many of those things on screen at once. Da 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 da. Congratulations. Gun guy is Balthier. Was that Nethersight? Oh, she actually is being possessed. Was being possessed?
That thing inside her, what was it?
Is it you? When the Hume soldiers came to the wood, the village took small heed of them. So long as the wood herself is safe from harm, the Viera give little care to goings-on beyond her. But in me, an uneasiness stirred. I had to discover why they had come.
So you came here hoping to find something out and got yourself caught. You're as foolhardy as your sister.
They took me then, and set close beside me a stone. They said its mist would be drawn into me, that the Viera well suited this end. I saw the light coming from the stone, and then...
We have seen this. On Leviathan, the mist released from the Dawn Shard drove me too into such a rage. She was taken not by the Dawn Shard.
Manufactured nethicide. Then that means... Penella, the stone I gave you, do you still carry it with you?
Sure, it's right here.
This is a thing more dangerous again than I had imagined. I should never have given it to you. Forgive me, I didn't know.
I'd always thought of it as sort of a good luck charm.
Wait, is this his Senate trying to use that as the
Then it kept us safe.
the mind control thing?
There is a place for all things, even danger such as this.
I hope you're right about that.
I heard the wood's whispers. Take it. Lente's tear is a permission. Pass through the wood and leave. To other places go.
That cannot be all. I saw it when I left the village. Ivalice is changing. How can the Viera stand and do nothing at all?
Ivalice is for the Humes. The wood alone is for us.
But that is wrong. How can we just hide here in the trees when all the world outside is on the move? I too wish to live freely, to leave this wood.
Do not do this. You must remain away from the Humes. Stay with the wood. Live together with the wood. This is your way.
But Fran, my sister...
Yep, no, we're gonna be cutting out here soon too. You rest up, Panda. I hope you're doing better.
I have discarded wood and village. I won my freedom. Yet my past has been cut away forever. No longer can my ears hear the green word. Is solitude you want, Miern?
Sister.
No, Miern. Only one sister remains to you now. You must forget my existence.
I am sorry to make you do this.
She goes against the laws of the wood. I threw down these laws. It is better that I do this. Better I than one who must
yep,
uphold
good
these
night.
laws herself. I have a request.
Oh.
Listen to the wood's voice for me. I fear she hates.
The wood longs for you, for the child gone from under her boughs.
A pleasant lie, that.
Be cautious. The wood is jealous of the Humes who have taken you.
I am as them now. Am I not? Goodbye, sister.
Hate to see her go, but love to watch her leave. Alright, say anything different? Okay, but with that, everybody, I think we're gonna call it there for the night. Ooh, who's even on right now? Nope, wrong dashboard. Come on, there you go. Oh, there's not a lot of people playing this. I think Kaju Katali. She's playing Gordo Cuddly Carnage. This is about the only person I have that I know who's at least a decent. I always hate kind of rating blind. But all right, everybody, we'll be back. Should be back Tuesday, unless I have more problems in IRL going on with Dawn of War. Hopefully, no more hold up on that. That's turning into a cursed stream. But we should be back with Kigo and Pix on Thursday, though. Gonna have a great 3-player multi-stream. I hope to see you all there. And you all have a good night. I forgot to click the button early. So now we have to wait a couple extra seconds. Yay. All right, everybody. Later.